Hey everyone, so it's June 2nd now, so I'm on day 2 of my 31-day journal for June 2013, and yesterday I didn't get to finish the first page, so I'm just going to show you what I did really quick. I added a photo, I tore up a piece of some square doilies that my friend Kimberly gave me, and I added this little file card with journaling, and then the stickers from my mind's eye. And someone asked me yesterday who made these stickers, and these are from the same collection that the kit was, which is, oh, it doesn't tell me on here, and I'm really bad. Find Your Wings and Fly by Rana Ferrer and my mind's eye. So you get a ton of different alphabet stickers, which is really cool. So that's the pack that I use, and I'll be using it throughout this project, I'm sure. So there's my page. I put the date here. I used a border punch on some of the scrap pieces of paper that I had, and the border punch was a Martha Stewart Stars punch. And then this was my mind's eye little flag and some sequins I added just for a little bit of bling. So that was day 1, and now I'm on day 2, and I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do on here. I already inked my edges. This time I'm not going to stamp a background. So I'm going to get my pad out and my picture. So this is the paper pad that I'm working with for this month, and I'm sure I'll add some other papers. And this is from that same line by Rana in my mind's eye. So I took 4 pictures today because my pictures kept getting messed up. But when it comes to Polaroids, I never like to throw away the mess ups just because, I don't know, I kind of feel bad because your family's still in the picture, you know, even though it's a bad picture. So I'm going to keep these and incorporate those in there somehow. And I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to have 2 pictures showing, so just a little bit of journaling today. And these are the 2 that I picked because we went to the park and had a picnic in the park. And this is Blake and Beckham on a tire swing and Garrett and Beckham playing. So I'm going to use those. And I took a bunch of Brooke, but not with the Polaroid camera because she was in timeout some of the time for being naughty. So I've got to pick out a paper, and I used a lot of blues on day 1. A lot of blues in like this coral orange color, or salmon, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go for something a little bit different this time. And I want to go a little bit darker. So I'm thinking maybe this polka dot, I'm not sure. Let's see what else there is. There's tons of fun little patterns in here. I already did blue. There's this really cool gray chevron, but that's a little too light for what I want to do. So I think I'm going to do the gray polka dots. These are double-sided 6x6s. Again, I know I said that yesterday. So I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday, and I'm going to start tearing out a square about the width or so of my page. Kids are in the studio again today, so you'll hear them a little bit in the back playing, I'm sure. And I'm going to tear all the way around, just like I did yesterday. And I always save my scraps because I'll end up using that somewhere else in the book. Since this is a small book, there's going to be a lot of little scraps left over. So I'm just tearing all the way around so I can kind of match sort of the theme of my little book here. I think this is a little bit too long, so I'm going to tear off a little strip off this one side. And you can even save that strip and use that somewhere else in the book later too if you wanted to be really frugal with it. Alright, so I'm going to do this page on this side, cover up my staple marks from when I stapled that file on there. But I do want to ink my edges, so I'm going to pick out a chalk ink. And I'm thinking of doing a teal color. Oh, but darn, I can't find one. So I'm going to do this rock moss green instead of teal. I'm just inking my torn edge, and I'm not too careful about it. I don't try to be too perfect when I do this kind of thing. Alright, so that's about good. And that sucker is going to get glued down right there. Yeah, my glue is looking kind of nasty because I left it open in the sun, so it's kind of like throwing up out of that little spout there. Get some going. The chevron's really cool on the back too. And I think you get a few of each pattern in that pad, so maybe I'll use that later in the book. even though it's kind of a large print, I like the smaller, finer chevron prints usually, but it's still cool. So I'm gluing that down right about there. And I think I'm going to, you know, these are the two messed up pictures, so I think I'm going to stick them in an envelope, but I don't really have an envelope that is small enough for this book, so I'm going to make one small enough for it, and I'm using these coin envelopes, these large coin envelopes, and I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to show you how I do it here. So I'm just going to cut it about the height that I want it to be. And I kind of, instead of sticking it into my paper trimmer, I kind of cheat a little bit. And I'm going to go about 1/2 of an inch bigger. And I'm going to fold it, and that's going to be my little guide to cut this envelope. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to go into the slit here, and I'm going to cut on the crease about 1/2 inch up. I'm going to fold that corner in just so I can use it as a guide when I'm cutting this bottom part. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom part. Be careful with your fingers. You don't want to cut yourself here. Alright, so I've got that there. I'm going to fold that flap up a little bit, and then I'm going to cut it off. And it's okay if you cut it uneven because it's not going to show, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm going to corner around these edges. I'm going to find my corner rounder. I'm just going to use this Martha Stewart one. Stick it in there. Corner eyes a little off on that side, darn it. Alright. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold that flap up just like that. And then you'll glue it down. And I kind of messed up there. That's okay. Alright, so I'm gluing that flap up. And now I've got an envelope about the size of my page, a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I like stuff to kind of stick off the edges a little bit sometimes. So I'm not going to glue him down yet because I'm not sure he's going to go there. And I'm going to take this little file folder that I have. I have a custom die that I had made that does this. But if you don't have one, you can get the same exact type thing from Seven Gypsies, which is really cool. So this guy, I think I'm going to stick him right about there and put maybe a picture on the cover. So I'm going to use, oh, I've got scraps from yesterday that I think I'm going to use on this one. So I'm going to glue this guy down right about there, but I want to cut this scrap piece to the height of my folder. So I'm just going to take my scissors, give a nice straight cut. And then I can glue it down. Actually, do I want to ink? I think I want to ink that edge a little bit. Just using some chalk ink here. Get my glue going using the Canvas Court Mixed Media glue again. I'm just kind of decorating my little file folder a little bit. Alright, and I know that this picture is going to go on there, so I'm scooting it over to the side just a little bit. Probably could have used a wider piece of paper, but that's okay. So for my Polaroid pictures, I always use the Soup Wayne double-sided tape. And I've got a little piece ready to go here. And the reason why I use this stuff instead of glue is because I don't want chemicals to actually ruin the Polaroid. And I put my tape up at the top and the bottom where it's a little thicker. Because if later in life this book gets destroyed, I want to be able to salvage the pictures. So I'm just going to peel off back pieces here. I'm going to stick this guy right down there. And I'm going to put a little title on it. These, my Mind's Eye stickers, are awesome because you get a bunch of sheets and they have little sayings down at the bottom. So we're gonna, let's see what I've got. There's joy, sunshine, that's a cute one. Brother, sister, mother, forever, you and me, that's a cute one. I might set that one aside. Take my hand, embrace, see the beauty, enjoy life. There's all kinds of really, really cute ones. Wish, friend, imagine, goal, dreams, you make me happy. Wonder, blessing. Blessing would be a cute one. Trust yourself, smile, the sky's the limit. Sweet stuff, strong. All kinds. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the one that says you and me. And for this page, I think I might have Garrett journal on it since he's in the picture with Beckham. So I'm sticking that right down there on my photo, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down right about there. And I think I'm going to glue it down as a pocket just in case I want to shove anything extra in behind this folder. And I usually do this all the time, even if I don't end up using it as a pocket later, I just do it just in case I want to. I like to have that option. So sticking it down. And then I think I actually am going to try and use it as a pocket. And I think this tag is just about long enough, but not quite, so I'm going to trim it down about 1/2 inch. Straight as I can, and then that'll go in there. Or I love collecting little notepads and things like that, so I've got these cute little papers from this little notepad I've got. And this one would actually look really cute in there as a journal spot, so maybe I'll use that one. Okay, so on the inside, I gotta do something creative on the inside too, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these pages, and if I do anything cool or crazy, I'll make sure I show you on video. Okay, so I'm just about done, but I wanted to give you guys a really quick tip. I want to have a sticker title on this envelope using these alphabet stickers by My Mind's Eye, and I am really bad at making sure my stickers and my words are in the center when I do this. So what I do is I just take a piece of scrap paper, and on the very, very edge I place the stickers right on there, and then I can kind of position it where I want, like this. I want it to go right there, and then I just stick them down, and then I kind of just peel back that scrap piece away, and then it's right where I want it, and I can reposition it while it's still on here and slide around, see where it's gonna go. So in this envelope, I've got those sort of blooper pictures. So I'm going to do a little bit of doodling on here. And I want this to say snapshots, because there's some snapshots in there. And I'm just going to get a little fancy, with a little something like this. Nothing too great. I'm not the best doodle artist out there. Alright, so now it says snapshots on the envelope, and really quick, I just stapled this tag on the top and the bottom to my page to kind of make a little belly band, and the envelope goes right in there just like that. So it holds it nice and tight, and inside the envelope I've got a little journaling card and the pictures that I kind of messed up on because I had the settings on my camera wrong. And I used one of these My Mind's Eye journaling cards that says, oops, an unfortunate circumstance. And then it says, what happened, reaction, and solution. So I wrote, my darn camera was on the wrong setting. My reaction was to keep taking pictures, and then the solution was to fix the settings. So that kind of explains why these photos are in the envelope. So something kind of cool. And then, because I don't want to throw them away, obviously. So I just stick that in there. And you can put a little clip on there. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I just glued some paper in the background, and over here I took a metal tag from Vintage and I hammer stamped 6/2 the date. So I use these alphabet, I forget what these are called, pegs, or they're punch sets, so they're metal punches, and you stick your metal tag on the block, you punch, you put your punch on there, and then you hammer it, and you can make the impression on your metal pieces or chipboard or whatever you decide to use. So on this paper, Garrett wrote a little note to Beckham that he could read when he gets older, just talking about their time at the park and how funny he was running around and falling down a lot. And this little file says timeout because Brooke threw a tantrum at the park, and that never ever happens. She's usually so super good and never does anything like that, and I usually just have to give them the stink eye if I think something's about to happen. But today she was tired and I don't know what her deal was, so she threw a little bit of tantrum and we had to leave early. So I wrote about her tantrum a little bit and what we did today. So up in the top I used one of the stickers from the Alpha sets again. It says be the good, and so I'm just talking about how Brooke got in trouble, which she never gets in trouble, and we put her in timeout for 20 minutes, and she sat there the whole time because deep down she's a good little girl. So just something cool, but it's kind of funny because there isn't a picture of Brooke from the day, so I kind of feel bad about that. So I may have to print one of the pictures I took from my Nikon just so later on she doesn't think I purposely left her out because she was in trouble. So there's my page for June 2nd. I hope you guys will come and visit me here tomorrow to see what I do tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday and it's a work day, so chances are my picture will be taken later in the day, but I'm sure we'll come up. We've always got something fun going on at the Smith house. So there's my page, and there's day one. And really quick, I just stuck this fun little paper clip to keep the file closed. Otherwise, it would kind of pop open all the time, and it might, you know, get caught on stuff. So I just stick it on there a little bit just like that. And that's my page. Really simple and easy. I didn't use a whole lot of embellishments. I did use some of the enamel dots from the same paper line. They look like this. These are fun. My first time using those. But tomorrow I'm really going to try and use the dimensional stickers. I really want to use that hot air balloon, so I might have to take some really cute pictures of Brooke playing in her room or looking out the window or something like that. And yes, I totally stage pictures sometimes. I think we're all guilty of that, but most of the time they're candid, but sometimes I'll stage some pictures and take some cute little cutesy pictures of Brooke or whoever. So come see me tomorrow, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.